Okay, all right. So yesterday was a pretty shit day. Okay, I wasn't, I was applying to work, like, being a productive member of society and shit like that. And well, firstly, I didn't get anything, but secondly, I realized I suck at aptitude. So then I go, I search up aptitude sheets. I don't like doing tests, right? Especially aptitude tests, because I feel like they're a waste of time. So I tried to do something yesterday, which was like one time was this aptitude test. And my God, that was so fun. It was all like incest stuff, and I like that shit. I mean, no, not really. Okay, wait, no. Listen, no, I don't like incest for going on record. I don't like anything to do with it, even though it's like biologically what's actually happened. But I don't. I would like to avoid incest. Yes, as far as possible. Yeah. So what I realized was that we can do these tests together. So I'm gonna do them. I have, and so there's this Indian guy who keeps helping me. Saying this, I'm Indian too, and it makes it funny. Cracked aptitude, hell yeah. So we, get out your pencils, get out your pens, papers, and let's do this shit.
Nothing but our north. Okay, so always take the upper direction as north. This is north. What is the opposite of
I
north?
did
South,
the
right?
family type shit
Now
yesterday.
north and south has been established. Now how to establish east and west? Okay, we know that say always the right hand side is the
West.
east, okay,
What?
and the left hand side is west.
Oh,
Why or how to remember such things? Very easily, you know, USA is a western nation and USA
uh,
is on our left side, so west is on our
what?
left side and east
Bro,
will
that's
be
the
the
word.
opposite.
Okay, I don't mean to, judge the teacher here, but it's like, how would I know if the US is on the west if I didn't know where the west was? It's like I never knew that west was on the left.
That is the east side, okay, that is
Yes.
on the right side, okay. So these are the four main directions: north, south, east and west. Apart from these, there are four other directions, okay. They are these, take a look. This is nothing but north east because it lies between north and east. This is south east because it lies between south and east. This lies between south and west, so it is southwest. This lies between north and west, so this
I
is
feel like I might be
northwest.
coffee
Mind you,
spread.
it is not west north or east north, something
Is
like
it?
that.
Is this
It is
work
northwest.
transformative enough? I don't think so. Such knowledge and that too free, man. Indian students love to play
So
scheme
north
on
south is
them.
written first and then east west is written. So northwest, northeast, southeast and
God bless us.
southwest. Okay. So these are the 8 main directions which you should know for solving some sums related to direction sense test. Right. Now moving to the second concept, we know that the sun rises in the east. Okay.
Fair,
So the
fair.
sun rises in east and the sun sets in west. This is common knowledge, but we need to remember this. Why? Because many a times in exam they might give that the person starts walking towards sunrise, okay, or
Okay.
towards sunset. That means that the person is walking towards east or
Like,
west,
why?
right?
Why though? Why do people don't talk like this? Why do we have to do tests like this? I know why. Because they can reduce the number of people that actually have to interview.
So sun rises in the east and the sun sets in the west. So now we have learned
Oh
the
God, my
8
internet
directions.
sucks.
Now let us move on to another concept, that is
I'll
nothing
be
but
probably
the
fine.
angles, okay? The
Dude, I think we should
angles
reduce
between the
91.
directions, right? Now we have north, we have
Yeah.
east. Between these two main directions, the angle is always 90 degrees. East and south it is 90, south and west it is 90, as well as north and west it is 90 degrees. So there are four quadrants: north, south, east and west. Each is
Yeah.
90 degrees each, okay? 90 degrees, okay? Now the angle between north and northeast, that is this secondary direction, it is 45 degrees. Same way this will be 45 degrees. This, all these smaller
Something smells
angles,
so
that is
chemically.
the angle between
Hmm.
the main direction and this secondary direction, all these angles are 45 degrees. Okay, so 45 45, this makes up 90 degrees. The total angle is, since if you start from north and come
360.
back to north, it would be 360 degrees. Okay, out of that, between north and east, these angles are 90 degrees, and each of the subordinate angles make subordinate directions make 45 45 degrees with the main four directions, right? So remember this, angles are 90 degrees and 45 degrees. This is very useful when we are solving sums, okay, because we would be
I
given a
really hope
direction
I
or
don't
the
get
angle
caught
in which
aside.
the turn has been made by a person, or the person turns, and depending on that we have to find the direction, right?
Right.
Now after this, let us move on to another concept. Take a look at the left hand side. Now say if I am walking towards north, okay, so I am facing north right now, okay, I am walking towards north and I am facing north right now, and if say I make a right turn, so over here no angle has been mentioned, 45 degree or 50 degree or 60 degree. So the right turn which I make will always make an angle of 90 degrees. Okay. So whenever I turn left,
Something
okay,
smells.
whenever I turn left or right, it will
Why my
always
fingers
make an
smell
angle
so
of 90
chemically?
degrees if the angle is not mentioned. Say if I am walking towards east, and if say I
That
turn
smells
left,
really.
so I am turning left
Ugh.
by angle 90 degrees. This is a straight line, okay. I am turning by an angle of 90 degrees, since no angle has been mentioned. If I am say walking east and they say
But
that
it's
I turn
giving me
by
a
45
migraine.
degrees, then I turn by 45 degrees because angle has been mentioned. But if angle is not mentioned, it is by default 90 degrees. Please remember, because
Should
if
add a
you
study
forget
with
this, or if
meta
you
on this shit.
uh, keep on thinking what angle has been made in exam, then you might get the wrong answer. By default it is 90 degrees. Let us take another example. Say if I am walking towards north, okay, and I take or I make a turn of 180 degrees, right? From right
That's
I make a turn of 180
south.
degrees. So I'll travel 90 degrees first, then again 90 degrees. So this will be 180 degrees, and now I'll be facing south. Now if I take 180-degree turns from right or from left, it will be the same, result will be the same, because I'll be facing south only. From here also it is 180 degrees. So whenever a person makes a 180-degree turn, the person will face in the opposite direction, right? So if I am going east and if I take a 180-degree turn, I'll face west. This is east, this is west, this is 180 degrees. See how easy concept these are,
That's
right? In
true.
exam, whenever you see a direction test, okay, take a look at the right hand side. Whenever you see a direction test, you'll just draw like this, north, and from this you will be able to deduce all the directions, because this will be
Okay, but
south, this
usually
will
what
be
they
east,
ask you
this
is
will be
like,
west, and
you
then
know,
we
they
have
travel a
northeast,
certain amount
east,
of
southeast,
distance.
southwest, and northwest. Okay, over here while practice we'll draw like this. So this will give you an idea regarding where all are the directions are. Do not draw this entire diagram in exam, okay, the
Uh,
north and south and east and west and northeast and southeast and southwest and northwest. Here you have wasted your precious 20 seconds, right?
you're
Drawing
right.
this, you are wasting your precious 20 seconds. In exam, just draw what? This. Just draw this. Once you practice more, you won't even need to draw this. You will just remember that north is on the top and south is at the bottom. Finish. And you will be able to solve sums directly
I
with
guess
this.
so.
But right now, while practicing, we will be seeing this diagram, and in exam, please draw this diagram. Just one arrow and north, and that way you can solve all the sums. Now let us
Okay.
see some more tips regarding directions.
Alright.
Again, we'll see few 2 to 3 tips over here. Okay, let us
Can you give
first
me the
draw
ones
the
where they do
diagram,
the
right? So this is
person shit?
north, this is south, this is
Like
east,
with
this
the
is west, and you
distance?
know this is a northeast. What the
Hey.
sun set, what is 1 2 3, so this is clockwise, and the exact opposite will be anti-clockwise. So whenever a person is making a clockwise turn, the person is going like this, clockwise. Okay, and
Okay.
if a person is making an anti-clockwise, is going anti-clockwise, the person is going like this. Okay, this is nothing but anti-clockwise, right? So please remember, this is clockwise and this is anti-clockwise. Say if you are facing north and if you want to go clockwise, you will go like this only. If you want to
Mhm.
go anti-clockwise, you will go like this. Say if you are facing south and you want to go clockwise, then clock moves like this, so you will go like this, same as this. And if you want to go anti-clockwise, the clock moves like this, so you will go like this, same. So clockwise and anti-clockwise does not depend on in which direction you are facing,
Okay.
right? You can
Mhm.
face in any direction. Clockwise and anti-clockwise will be same. Clockwise means moving through right, anti-clockwise means moving through the left. Okay, now let's move on to another concept, that is turning left and right. Now here people get confused a lot, and in
Mhm.
this confusion they make a lot of mistakes.
This guy
Okay,
sounds like my
but it
uncle.
is very easy. Take a look over here on the right hand side. Say this is me. Okay, this is me and I am facing north. What will be my right hand side? This. What will be my left hand side? This, right?
Mhm.
Correct. So this is my right, this is my left. Okay, just like what you are seeing right now, your right is my right, your left is
No,
mine.
well, usually what these guys do is like they give you like a distance though, like he traveled 45 meters north, then he took a, left turn like a 50 meters or some shit. Then, there's numbers and shit, like numbers that are actually important. So what the fuck am I supposed to do that?
Left. Now let us assume that I am facing south. Okay, now this is me and I am facing south. Now while facing south, what will be my right hand side? It would be this, exactly opposite to this, and this would be my right hand side and this would
Hmm.
be my left hand side. Okay, so this is
Okay.
right, this is left, exactly opposite to this. So in exam, whenever you get confused, what you should do is you just need to draw this for north and exactly opposite would be for south. Please remember, since I am facing south now, so my right hand side is this and left hand side is this. It is exactly to what you are saying right now. Your right hand side is this. Okay, this is your right hand side, but this is my left because I am facing south and you are currently facing north. Okay, say I am facing east, what will be my right? It will be this, and this will be my left. If I am
Hmm.
facing west, this will be my left and this will be my right hand side. This is very important because in the sums related to shadow, this is asked also.
What do
It
you
is
mean
asked when a
shadow?
person is making a turn like 90-degree turn or 45-degree turns, turn toward right and left. So please remember this. Okay, practice this, just draw this diagram, and from this you will be able to derive all the things. What you
Right.
can consider is this diagram, you just turn it around like this, you turn it around like this and you'll get this diagram. Okay, or you turn it just 90-degree and you'll get this diagram of the east, this one. Turn it more, you'll get this diagram. So it is very easy, just
What
remember what
kind
is
of
your right
tip
and left
is
and turn the
this?
diagram
Hey,
accordingly. Okay, now after this right and left, another very important concept.
what do
Okay,
you
let us
mean
see
touch a
over here
sunlight?
at the
Alright, this
bottom.
made me more
Now
confused.
you have learned this in 8th, 9th, 10th, and this is nothing but the Pythagoras theorem. If you
Yes,
have
yes,
a right
we
angle
know that.
triangle ABC, then AC is nothing but the hypotenuse. Okay, and we know hypotenuse square, that is AC square, will be equal to side 1 square
It's
plus
BC.
side 2 square. Now this is very important, you need this to solve the sums related to directions where distance has been asked. Please
Uh-oh.
remember,
Oh
in
shit.
the direction sums, familiar geometrical figures would be
Uh-oh.
asked. Okay, like a square or a rectangle. Okay, or a right angle triangle. Now this right angle triangle of can be of any form. Okay, it can be like this, it can be like this, and you just need to find out familiar figures, and correspondingly you need to write down the distances and calculate the final distance or the final
I feel
answer,
like
right?
playing Pop
We'll see how
Tropica
to
right
do
now,
that, how
dog.
to divide our diagram or direction sum into familiar
Seriously, I
geometrical
had
figures and
fun
how to
yesterday because we were
solve
actually
them in
doing shit. All we
the
need to
sums
do
which are
is
going
start
to
doing shit.
which we are going to see ahead. We are going to do it over there. Now
Okay.
let's move on to another very important concept.
What do you
Okay,
mean?
now let us draw it again, this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west. We know sun starts at the east and the sun sets in the west. At 12 p.m. or 12 noon, okay, at 12 noon the sun is over here on the north, on top of our head. Say if we are standing over here, if sun is starting over here at 12 noon, it is exactly on top of our head. What happens is that when the sun rises in the
Seven
east,
isn't.
the shadow will be on this side on the west. So during
Yeah.
sunrise in the morning, okay, in
Okay.
the
Okay.
morning,
Makes sense. Makes
during
sense.
sunrise, the shadow is towards the
See, here's
west.
the thing. All this makes sense when you're like sitting down slowly and explaining, right? But when you're actually getting your ass handed to you on the fucking exam hall or wherever the fuck you're gonna write this shit, dude, they'll spread your asshole and shove a whole goddamn fist up there.
Right,
And that
and
fist will have like
during
a
evening when the
fucking
sun
watch
is
on it.
setting,
And then
when
the
the sun
watch
is
will
on
say,
the
yep,
west
you're,
side,
you're screwed.
shadow will be on the east side, right? So in the evening the shadow would be on the east side. What will happen at 12 noon? At 12 noon there is no shadow. Why? Because the sun is on our head
The
and the
sun
shadow
goes
falls
dark.
below our feet, okay, because of which what happens, since the shadow is below our feet, we are not able to see the shadow. So at 12 noon there is no shadow because shadow is below our feet,
Hmm.
okay. Now another thing, right, another important concept which is related to left and right. Say take a look over here, I am facing north, okay, this is me again, I am
Alright,
facing north, and thus
come on,
at
dude, give me
sunrise
get to
in the
this.
morning,
So,
so this is
this is
east,
important.
this is west. At sunrise in the morning the shadow will be on the west side, so my shadow will be on this side, on the west side. This is nothing but my left side. So during sunrise, when I am facing north, okay, when I am facing north, during sunrise my
Used to
shadow
be.
is on the left side of mine, and during sunset when the sun reaches over here, my shadow will be, that is after
Dude,
12 o'clock.
once I remembered I was doing this shit in like when I was in uni, we had this shit where there was like a very fun thing. It was like this coding thing, like a coding class, but we had to do, we had to solve all the coding problems within the span of like the first Jurassic Park movie. I like dinosaurs, right? Really, dinosaurs. And it was really cool, right? And I got stuck in the first sub. Now, mind you, I'm decent at coding. I'm not the best, but I'm decent at it. And these were like beginner problems. And I got stuck at it. I'm like, wait, what? What the heck is happening? Turns out that the answer that they thought they had was not the correct answer, which means I found the correct answer. But when I entered it into the thingy, they were like, no, it's not the right answer. And I'm like, okay, fine. That means I must be doing something wrong. So I spent so much time on that shit because you couldn't go to the next question, right? Everybody had done the thing wrong. They forgot to add like one more number to the final thing. But when we did it, which was how you're supposed to do, we didn't get the answer because then they thought that the answer was something else. It's bullshit.
O'clock, right?
The world's
My
not
shadow
fair,
will be
man.
on the
They
right
know
hand
that
side towards
they know I'm
east.
the
This
best.
is my right hand side. So during sunset, my shadow will be to the right of me. Correct? Same way, if I am facing south, what will happen? If I am facing south, okay, this is me and I am facing south. During sunrise, this is east. During sunrise, my shadow will be on my right hand side, and during
Oh,
sunset, when the sun is
oh
on the
yeah, from
west,
phasing
my
inside.
shadow will be on the
Holy
left
shit,
hand
dude.
side
Can't
of mine, because now I
think
am
about
facing
how do I think
south.
about all this in the span of like fucking 20 seconds?
Okay, so exactly opposite, this is exactly opposite over
God.
here, right? So remember this concept, we will be seeing it in sums also. So clockwise, anti-clockwise, turning right and left when we are facing north and south, then the hypotenuse or the Pythagoras
Yeah.
theorem, familiar geometrical figures, and where does the shadow fall. These are the major things that would help you to very easily solve the sums. So let us see sum number 1. Joe is
Wait.
facing towards south and turns 45 degrees anti-clockwise. He turns again 180 degrees in anti-clockwise direction. Now he turns 270 degrees clockwise. Which direction is he facing? Now there are
Wait.
4 options given. As we see, this is north, okay? So this will be south, this will be east, and this will be west. What are they saying?
Wait, okay,
Joe
wait,
is
wait, wait.
facing
I can do
south.
this. I can
So
do this. I can do this. I can do this. I don't need your help. Joe is facing towards the south. Okay. Now we take this up, right? Now Joe is facing, and he turns anti-clockwise. So if he's facing anti-clockwise, he's supposed to go this way. So he moves like this way next. So he goes south, east, and then turns again anti-clockwise, 180 degrees. So it goes like 90. So 45, 45, and then 45. This is harder than I thought it would be. No, I'm not a dumbass. I know this. I just have to think. Now he's facing the means he's facing the northeast. Now he turns 270 degree clockwise. Why does he do this? So okay, this is so this is 180, 45. He does that clockwise. He said, yeah. So I'm going to bet he's southwest.
okay, here this is Joe,
Southwest.
okay,
Place your
Joe
bets in
is
the
facing
comments.
south. This is south, so Joe is facing what? South. Now we have learned that the hands of the clock move like this, so this is clockwise, so this will
Mm-hmm.
be anti-clockwise, so it would be like this. This is anti-clockwise, correct? So
Yeah.
Joe turns 45 degrees
Okay, we got this
anti-clockwise, so
part.
Joe turns like this for 45 degrees. This is 45 degrees. So where will Joe come? This is south, and this will be
Southwest.
southeast over
Mm-hmm.
here. This is southeast, right? So Joe turns 45 degrees anti-clockwise. He turns again 180 degrees in anti-clockwise direction. We have learned that when a person moves 180 degrees, the person goes in exact opposite direction. But let us see again, okay? So this is southeast, 45 degrees again. Now Joe wants to move 180 degrees anti-clockwise. So first 45 degrees plus this 90 degrees, that would be 135 degrees, and
Oh,
this 45 degrees, that would be 180 degrees. So total 180 degrees is
okay.
traveled by Joe in
Don't
anti-clockwise
worry,
direction. This is
we can
anti-clockwise.
still
So now
probably
Joe faces
do it.
direction north
Hopefully.
west. From over here we say
No,
northwest,
oh,
okay? Now he turns 270 degrees clockwise, okay? Now here Joe is
I
facing
feel like one of those
northwest, so now
dumbass
we have to go
VTubers.
270 degrees clockwise. This is 45, correct? This is 90, 135, again 90, that would be 215, right? No, this is 90, 90, 180, 180 plus 45 is 225, okay? This would be 225, and we want 270, so more 45, so
I
more
actually get
45
it.
degrees. So Joe moved like this is nothing but 270 degrees.
Oh
How
my god, I'm the
270 degrees?
smartest.
45 plus
I didn't do this because I thought I was wrong here. And then somehow, due to my horrible calculations in math, I actually
90,
landed up
135,
here. Yes.
135 plus
West.
90, 225 plus 45, 270 degrees. So Joe is now facing
Southwest.
southwest, okay?
Yes.
Over here, Joe traveled like this, 270 degrees. Joe turned like this, 270 degrees, because this is clockwise.
I can
So
feel the
now Joe is
flood of
facing southwest.
dopamine into me.
Which direction is he facing? Southwest. So C is the answer, okay? See how easy it is. Once you draw the diagram, you will
That is
very
pretty
easily be
easy.
able to
That is
find
pretty
the
easy.
answer. Moving to question number 2.
Okay, okay. More is here. Godot. Okay, facing north. Okay, Godot moves north. And he walks 10 kilometers. See, this 10 shit. Yeah, and walks 10 kilometers where? But he did, I'm assuming he walks 10 kilometers like that. So 10 kilometers north, and he turns 270 anti-clockwise. Anti is like, okay, so this is south, this is 90, this is 90, 180. anyway, so this is if he faces 90, it goes west. If he faces another 90, he goes south. If he faces another on that side, so this is 90, 90, so 180. And he goes so east. So he's facing east. So he's facing east and he walks 10 kilometers. So, so he goes 10 north, then he faces east and he goes 15. And now he turns 45 again clockwise this time. Okay, so he goes like this again. And he turns 45 degrees. So this and he walks for 25 kilometers. Is facing southeast.
Morris is facing north and walks 10 kilometers. He turns 270 degrees
I don't
anti-clockwise
get.
and walks 15 kilometers. Now he again turns 45 degrees clockwise and walks for 25 kilometers. Which direction is he facing now? Now see, in the previous also we saw we have to find the direction, right? Over here also we have to find out the direction in which Morris is facing. So these are the type of sums where only direction is asked, that in which
Mm-hmm.
direction the person is facing. There are other types also, we will be discussing them further, okay, after solving this sum. Okay, we will check out those types
I
also,
know.
but this is
So
one
place
type of
your
the first
bets
type
in the
where only
comments.
direction is
Bet your life
asked. Okay,
savings on this
now
shit.
first,
Don't take
what
no
is it?
answer.
Direction
All
sum. So we'll have our
proceedings know
north.
me.
Okay, so this will be south, this will be east, this will be west. Now here we have Morris. Okay, this is Morris
What is
and
your
Morris is
advice?
facing north, correct? This is north, 2
Eh,
facing north, and Morris has to go 270 degrees. Okay, so let us find 270 degrees.
it goes
This
east.
is 90, this is 180, this is 270. So now Morris turns like this and is facing in this direction. What is
East.
this direction? East. Okay, so Morris turns anti-clockwise 270 degrees and now is facing this direction, right? And now Morris walks 15 kilometers in this direction. Okay, this is 15 kilometers. Now Morris is over here, he is facing in the east, correct? Now
Mhm.
again he turns 45 degrees clockwise. Okay, now what is
There's this one kid, his name was Ashish. Yeah, that's the one.
clockwise? Like the handles of like the hands of clock.
There's many
So
kids
it
named
is like this.
Ashish.
So if this is a straight line, this is 45 degrees, correct? So Morris turns 45 degrees. Over here, if this is east, what is 45? This is
Southeast.
45, correct? Okay, so Morris turns 45 degrees, and what is this direction? This is nothing but southeast. So this is nothing but southeast. Okay,
He's
so
facing
Morris
forward,
is
isn't he?
now facing towards southeast, and this is the answer. Moving to question number 3.
Bro, come on, man. I don't know why I should even do these. I don't know why anyone should do these tests. I fucking hate these tests. That's the thing. In a job place, you don't have just 40 minutes to figure out, not even just 20 seconds to figure out some, bullshit. Well, this especially. People have weeks, not for this, but something else. I don't get it why we have to do this. I know why, because to
Mary
filter
is
shit.
walking.
Oh, man, shit. Oh, God, it's walking southwest. Oh, God, southwest. And turns right. Okay, so she turns right. So I turns right for another walks another 10. Okay, then 15. Then walks another 10. And then turns 90-degree clockwise. Okay, so she turns clockwise. So she turns 90 degrees. 10. And then she. Okay, again, it's a direction question. So this is west, this is southwest, and she turns 90. No, wait, turns right. No, no, sorry, yeah, but right to what then? You know what I mean? Like, just right? I guess it's like a straight 90-degree right. I'm assuming it's a 90-degree right. Then she turns clockwise. That brings 90 degrees clockwise. So she's in the west. She goes to the 90 degrees and she turns clockwise. Right? Yeah. So then she turns left and walks 30 minutes. Okay, she turns left and she's facing west. I'd say west.
towards southwest for 15 miles, turns right and walks another 10 miles.
So even this
She
guy is
then
laughing.
turns 90 degrees clockwise and walks 10 miles. Now she again turns left and walks 30 miles. Which direction is she facing? Now,
West. It says
again, this is
west.
a very easy sum, but you might feel it is complicated because of lot of stuff that she's turning, she's walking again, and all that stuff. So let us see how
Or okay, it's either west or it can't be determined because they say it's turned right, but they never mention the
to easily solve the sum. Since it is direction sum, we have our north over here. So this is
angle.
south, this is east, and this is west. Okay. Now Mary is walking towards southwest. What is southwest? This is southwest. Okay. So Mary is walking southwest. Okay. She was over here, right?
I'm gonna say
Over
it
here,
can't be
and she is
determined.
walking southwest for how many? 15 miles. Okay. Then she turns right. Now, have they given by what angle? No, we know that whenever by default she reaches over at this point. Okay. Now this sum
Okay, so it is
starts
by
with
default.
southwest and all that stuff. That is these difficult diagonal type direction. So in such sums, what happens is that it is very difficult to see what is 90 degree and what is 45 degree. So what to do? Whenever the person reaches the next point, draw this plus sign. Okay. So what happens is Mary has reached at this point. Now Mary
Wait, that
will
means we should be going
turn
to
right
north.
and walks another 10 miles.
They should
Now
right.
Mary will turn right by how much angles? 90 degree. Why 90 degree? Because we have learned when no angle is mentioned, always turning right or left is always 90 degrees.
Okay, so
So
she goes
Mary
north.
turns right. So this is 45, correct? This will be 45. So turning 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees. Turning right and walks for 10 miles. So Mary has reached over here now after walking 10 miles. Okay. Again, draw plus sign. Now she again turns left and walks for 30. No, first they have given she then turns 90 degrees clockwise. Clockwise is like this,
Mhm.
correct? So she will turn 90 degrees
Okay,
clockwise. This
that's
is
completely wrong on
90
that.
degrees, okay, clockwise, and walks 10 miles. So again she walks 10 miles and she reached at this point. Again plus sign. Now she again turns left.
My
Now
answer will
here
be
she is
west.
going straight. She is facing this direction. Left means over here, and since no angle has been mentioned, so she turns left by 90 degrees and walks for 30 miles. Okay, this is 30 miles, right? Which direction is she facing? Okay, she is facing in this direction. What is this direction? Over here, what is this direction? North and west. That is
Yeah, then
northwest. So answer is northwest. That is D. Mary is facing northwest. See how easy it is. We had Mary over here. She goes in southwest direction. Why?
all
Because
right.
this
Listen,
is southwest
not we don't have to do this shit.
as per this diagram. Then she reaches
We
here.
all learned the
Okay.
plus
Then
method.
she
He
takes
never
right
mentioned
turn
the plus
90 degree. She goes over here. This is 90-degree turn. Right. Then over here she takes she turns 90 degrees clockwise. Clockwise is this. So she turns 90 degrees clockwise. Okay. So this is 90. This is 45. This is 45. Over here again she turns left. Left means how many degrees? 90 degrees. This is 45. This is 45. So total 90. Now she is facing northwest because this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west. Right?
that's
She is
true.
facing northwest. Question number 4. Mar
Alright. Yeah. Oh, it's almost he moved to 30 meters north. Okay, 30 north. Then she turned right. Okay, she moved 40 meters. Okay, okay. Then she turned right again and then moved 45 meters. Oh god. And then she turned left. Left. So found this. Okay, she turned left about 25 meters. 25. Finally, she turned left again. Okay, wait. So there's a thing here. Okay, oh god. Okay, so we have a 15. We need to calculate this one, right? I'm gonna try and how do we calculate x? Because we know 25 and anything. Dude, how the hell am I supposed to do this one fucking 15 minutes ago? Damn. Okay. And so you do 15. What is 5 5? Okay, she walked 45 down. And then she walked 15 meters up. So that this. No. What? Oh god. Okay, because my body is. This, no. Yeah, that's the distance I have to find. Down. What's the distance between the. Okay, wait. So let's do this again. Okay, so going to the north and then 30 meters. She turned right. Okay, she turned right and then she walked 40. Okay, we got that, we got that. And then she turned left. So she went up. No? Yeah. Then she went up. Yeah, 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 yeah. So 30, 40, 45. No, wait, what? No, god damn it. Oh, wait, no, no, 30. Then she turned right. 40. And she turned right again. Okay. And that's down. 45. Right? She turned left, which is 25. Then she turned left again. It's 50. So this whole distance. Right. So now 15. But what's my hypotenuse? This is the thing I have to find out. But then how do we find this? 40. Is it? No. Could be. Maybe. 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 25 plus 48. Plus 6, 65. And so, God. No way we gonna do this. No way you're gonna make me
Maria
calculate
walked
it.
30 meters towards north.
Alright, let's see.
She turned right and walked 40 meters. She then turned right and walked 45 meters. She turned left and walked 25 meters. Finally, she turned left and walked 15 meters. How far is she from the starting point? Now this is a second type of sum. Okay, earlier we saw only direction was asked. Now they are asking what is the distance from the starting position. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let us see how to solve these kind of sums. See, it
This
is
is a
very
tough.
easy since it is direction sum. We'll have our north. Okay, we'll have our north. So this will be south, this will be east, this will be west, right? Now Maria is over here. Say this is Maria. Okay, she is facing towards north and she walks 30 meters towards north. So this is 30 meters. Okay, and this is the north direction. Now she turns right and walks 40 meters. Turning right means taking 90-degree turn. So turns right and walks 40 meters. Correct?
Mhm.
She is over here. She is facing this direction. Right? Okay. This is now she is facing this direction. Then she turned again right and walked 45 meters. Again she turned right means she is turning in this side. Correct? Right for Maria now will be on this side and she is walking 45 meters. She'll go like this and walk 45 meters, right? And now she is facing in this direction, that is south direction. She turned left. Now for the south, left will be what? Left will be this side, correct? So she turned left. Turning left means by 90 degrees. She turned left
Get
and walked for
out!
25 meters. And now she is over here, okay. Finally she turned left, again she is turning left, that means turning like this, correct. So she is turning
Why do you
left
feel
and
so
walking
high,
15
bro?
meters, okay. This is 15 meters. How far is she from starting point? Okay, this is the starting point, this is the final point. We have to find how far is she from the starting point, that is we have to find distance between these points, right? These 2 points. Now if you see carefully, this is 30 meters, then again this is 90-degree angle, so she goes 40 meters over here, again 90-degree angle, she comes 45 meters down. So this would be nothing but 30 meters. This will be a
Hmm.
rectangle, this will be 40 meters, correct.
I guess
This is 30,
so.
this is 30, this is 40, right.
Yeah.
Now again she goes over here, turns 25, comes over up
So it's
15,
25.
so this is 15, this is
So it's 44,
15,
it's
so we'll have
25.
30 and 15 as 45. So even this is a rectangle because here it is 90 degree, here it is 90 degree, right. So if two angles are 90 degrees, rest also have to be 90 degree, okay. So if this is 25, this will be 25. So distance between M and M, that is the starting point and the end point.
See,
Starting
I have
point
a
for
triangle,
Maria
which means,
and the end point is 40 plus 25. That would be equal to
oh,
65 meters. So answer is B, 65. See how easy it is. Whenever they give you direction sums, please remember when you have to find the starting or ending position, always remember that familiar geometrical figures would be formed like square, like rectangle, okay, or a right angled triangle. It can be like this, it can be like this,
yeah,
or
bro, I
it
didn't get
can
no
be
right
like this
angles.
also, okay. So familiar diagrams would be formed. Now over here we got a rectangle. When she is walking 45 meters, she first travels 30 meters, so she will come in line with this, then she travels 15, so total 45. Again she goes 15 up, so she will come in exact line with the starting point, and the total distance between them would be 40 meter plus 25 meter. Please remember there will always be such geometrical figures, square, rectangle, okay, or rectangle of this type, okay, or a right angle triangle, right. And these would be helpful to solve the sums. Whenever you get these, okay, there would be no other shape like circle or an isosceles triangle or something like that. Very rarely an isosceles triangle or something would be asked. Circle is generally never asked, right. So
Oh,
remember
that's
there
the
would be
circles.
familiar geometric figures. Now moving to question number 5. A boy walks 12 kilometers to
Okay, okay, so you're gonna get this, you're gonna get this. He walks 12 kilometers east, so he, no, okay, 12 east, and then he turns 90 clockwise, so if he turns clockwise, it means he goes down, and if he turns down, that means it's 20, 90, which means he went down, and walks 20, he turned right again, so now, that means he made a square, if he 23 kilometers away, so this is 12, so this is 33 kilometers. How far is he from the starting point? Okay, okay, that means so we have 20 square plus 33 square is. So you cannot expect me to do this in a thing, bro. So this is not the answer. Square. Dude, come on, you can, I'm not gonna fucking do this. Even on the internet, okay, you actually without my fucking calculator. I'm not doing this shit, man. Oh, okay.
towards east, he turns 90 degrees clockwise and
I
walks
suck
20
at
kilometers,
this.
then he turned right and walked for 33 kilometers. How far is
He goes 12 east, and then he turns 90 clockwise, which means he goes south, right? Right? Yeah, it must 20, and then he walks right. which means he goes back 33 kilometers. Okay, now I get it. Entire distance is 33 kilometers. This is 220. Yeah, okay, so it is 33 minus 12. 33 minus 12 is just 11. So 11 squared is 20 squared. Let me guess it. So that is 121 for 20. Fuck.
Easy from the starting point. Now this is direction sums,
And
very
what?
easy.
No.
Okay, so this becomes our north. There is this boy. Okay, he starts
That's
walking. This is the
so
starting
hard.
point. Okay, he starts walking east and walks for 12 kilometers. Where
I'm
is
gonna
east?
go
On
to
the
him.
right hand side. Okay,
Get out.
he reaches this point. He turns 90-degree clockwise. Clockwise means like this, correct? So
Yeah.
turns 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, and walks for how much distance? For 20 kilometers. Okay, again he turned right. Now turning right, since the boy is facing south, okay, so turning right would be on this side. So the boy turned right. Turning right means by 90 degrees, turning by 90 degrees. So turned right by 90 degrees and continued walking for 33 kilometers. Okay,
Yeah.
the boy reached over here. This is the end point. We have to find how far is he from the starting point, that is how far is the boy from this point. Okay, this
It
straight
is
line which
20
is
and
there,
then
we have
33
to find
minus
the
12.
distance. Now this is not a familiar geometric figure, but say if we draw a line like this,
Yeah.
this becomes a rectangle and this becomes a right angled triangle. Okay, so this becomes a right angled triangle and this becomes a rectangle, right? So if this is the rectangle, why rectangle? This is 90, this is 90, so this has to be 90 and this has to be 90. Okay, when two angles are 90, third and fourth also has to be a 90 in a quadrilateral. Okay, if it is a four-sided quadrilateral. Now here we have 12 kilometers, this will be also 12 kilometers because rectangle has opposite sides equal.
That'll be
This
20.
is 20, this is 20, entire is 33 from here to
So it's
here.
33 minus
This
12.
is 20, this is 12 kilometers, so this will be 21 kilometers. This
Yeah.
is 20 kilometers, this is 21
Like,
kilometers.
see, here's the thing, man. Yeah, if you're a dumbass and you can't do math, well, then you're kind of fucked. God damn it, dude. I was right. X 21, 21 plus 400.
Now we have a right
God.
angle triangle, say A, B and C, and we have
Oh.
learned the Pythagoras theorem that hypotenuse square
And
is
we
equal
didn't
to
learn
the
how to
side square
multiply
plus the
shit, did
other side
we? I
square.
mean,
Okay,
subtract shit,
side
did
1
we?
square plus side 2 square. So AB square would be equal to BC square
Right, but
plus
you
AC
cannot tell
square.
me that you have
So
to
what is AB
multiply this
square?
shit.
AB square would be equal to 20 square plus 21 square, correct?
Yeah.
So AB square would be equal to, what is 20 square? 400. What is 21 square?
Of
441. It is very important to know the squares of numbers till
oh,
30. So what do we
what?
get? I'll write it over
Oh
here.
man.
AB square would be equal to 841. So how much will be AB? It is 29 because 841 is the square
You
of
expect me to
29.
memorize
So
this
the
shit till
boy is
30? Get the
29
fuck out.
kilometers from the house or from the starting point, right? The boy is 29 kilometers from the starting point. This distance is 29 kilometers. Now it might happen that you might not be able to quickly remember what exactly is square of
Yeah.
29 or what exactly is 841 square root of. So
Uh-huh.
see options. You know this square ends with 1. So which all numbers square end with 1? Only 9 and 1. 9 square is 81, 1 square is 1. So
Um,
65 and 43 cannot be the options. So answer can be 29 or 21, but 21 square we have already seen 441. So answer has to be 29. Now if there was an option called as none of the above, okay, none of the above, then what you can do, you are left with two choices, 29 and none of the above. Then take 29, find 29 square If it is 841, 29 is the answer. If it is not 841, then none of the
Then
above is the
I
answer. But
guess
here
that's
the
yeah.
answer is 29. So 29 is the answer. Moving to next question.
Uh,
A car.
okay. Listen, we're gonna fucking get this one. 100%. If I don't get this one, then you might as well fucking euthanize me. 25 kilometers towards the sun. 25. So I don't left. So it goes 18, left, and it travels 30, and then turns right. So it goes down again. It goes like 15. Okay. So 25, right? And this is 30. This is 15. And this is 30. Gotta calculate this. So we need to find. We have the height point. No, we need to find the thing. So we have 15 square plus 30 square is equal to height square. So 15. I used to remember this shit, okay? Now you can't expect me to this shit. And in which direction too? Oh god. And in which direction? Okay, so we can use the process of elimination. It's definitely southeast. Okay, it's southeast, right? So 30 plus 15 squares, fucking piece of shit. 445 has to be 445, dude. It's always 4. That's not 100. But it better be 445. It looks like a 4, 225. God damn it, shit. Slow down. No. 100. So it ends in a 5. Okay, so that's okay. Ah, okay. 70. No. Okay. That means April. I did this on fucking math wrong. So, 2 to 7. So, 7 plus. And then turns left if you want to. Turns this way. And goes 30. And then turns right. And goes 15. So, okay, turns southeast. Southeast. So, there's fucking two options already. And then to find the thing. 30 is 30. 25 plus 10. Is it? No, 15. 25 plus 15. Yeah, it's not. 40. Fuck am I doing? You know what? Um, right, so this is a good 15. 25 plus 15 is 40, 30, 70. B. Jesus.
Car travels 25 kilometers
We got
towards
the answer
south
probably.
from garage.
My God.
It turns left and travels 30 kilometers, then turns right and travels
The
15
worst.
kilometers. How far is the car from the garage and in which direction? Again, very easy. Now, earlier we saw
I'll bring
that
out
we were
paint for
asked
next.
direction. Then we saw how far is the person from starting point. Now, this is the third type where both the things are asked. It is very easy to solve. We have to solve the same way what we have done up till now. Okay, so let's solve this sum. Since it is direction sum, this is our not direction. Okay, the car travels 25 kilometers towards south. So from the garage. So this is the garage. Okay, and the car starts and travels 25 kilometers towards south. Okay, this is south, and the car reaches over here. It turns left. Left for the car now will be, since it is facing south, it will
But
not be the same
I
left
don't
as
want to keep
ours. It
using
would
my
be
book
opposite side.
for this one.
Car turns left and travels 30 kilometers. The turn will be 90 degrees because they have just given left turn. So the car travels 30 kilometers, okay, and it reaches here. Then it turns right and travels 15 kilometers. Again, it turns right, so 90 degrees, okay. The car is traveling like this, turns right, okay, travels 15 kilometers, 15 kilometers, right, and reaches over here. How far is the car from the garage and in which direction? Very easy. We have to find how far it is, simply joining these 2 points, and we have to find the length between these 2 points, correct? So how to do? Now there are two triangles over here, this one and this one. Instead of calculating it for two triangles, just use this small trick or tip. Okay, what you do, extend this and take it over here. So you got one big triangle with 90-degree over here. Let the triangle be A, B and C. What is, we have to find AC, correct? Now which is this direction from the garage? It is like this, correct? Draw this. This is north, we already know. This is south, this is east, this is west, okay? Direction is southeast. Over here, where do we see southeast? We see here and here. So this is not the option, this is not the option, correct? So this and this is the answer. We have to choose one. Now 70 or 50, we have to see. This is southeast direction. Now the car is in southeast direction from the garage. Now this we know as, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, this will also be 90, this will also be 90. So this is a rectangle. So if this is 30, this is 30. If this is 15, this is 15. So entire AB distance is 25 plus 15. BC distance is 30. So in this right angle triangle, hypotenuse square would be equal to AB square, that is side square plus the other side square. Hypotenuse square is AC square, correct? That would be 25 plus 15 is 40 square plus 30 square, that is 1600 plus 900 would be 2500, and now AC would be nothing but square root of 2500, that
Alright,
is
ignore everything I
50
just said.
kilometers. So answer is D, southeast, okay, 50 southeast. Moving to question number 7. Martin walked 13 meters.
Someone take me back to elementary school. Okay, Martin walked 13 meters to the south of his gym. Oh God, I had a gym now. Okay, he walked 13, 13. And then he turned left, which means he turned left. Sorry, take this side. And then he walked. Do I need the direction? Yes, I do. So he took a left turn again. So he took a left again, which means he went down. Right? Oh god. Oh god. I think he's going to shit left, and then he walked 5 meters. 5. And then he turned right. So he turned for 5, right? So he went 5. 5. How far is he from the gym? Okay, so firstly, he's okay. Which direction is his gym, or which direction he is? Which, okay, which direction? So it's obviously north. West. Right, okay. Give me this shitty breeze. Okay, so this is going to be 5. This is going to be 5. And I'll have to find this. Right, so this is going to be 10. This is going to be 10. So we got 10 square plus we got 5. And I got 5 here. I got 13. So we got 13. 13 minus 5, which is 6. Is it 6? Better be 6. No, it's 7. God, is it? I don't know. 7, isn't it? God, is it? I don't know. 7. 11. No, it's not. Ah! Shut up. Everyone shut up. It's been a while since I did math. Uh, God, this is gonna be a meme. Oh God, hard. Whoa. I don't think this is the answer. 164 doesn't sound like a square root. What am I doing? I'm supposed to do 13 plus 5. God, I'm not. This is not concentrating. So it's 10 square plus 18 square. I don't know, 18 square. Oh God. Being like a YouTuber. For Shush. How is it one? I don't think it's 144, maybe. It's 12, 300. Square. It's not very. It's not like. Uh, oh my god, I don't see my mouse. Okay, let's see the options. There are two options. Uh, Sevens are 49, 3 God, 9 nines are 81, 5 fives are 25. Dude, holy shit, I'm not getting anyone. Okay, we definitely know that his gym is in the northwest, right? Yeah. So this is distance is 10. This is his gym, and this is. Oh, so this is the distance. Wait, this is the distance. So it's like this, which means it's not 10, it's 5, and then it's 30. It better be 160. No, come on, it's 38, 18, 24 plus 25. No, is it 3? It's 321 plus 25. And I'm gonna guess it's 19, dog.
Meters
I'm
towards
saying it's
south from his
19.
gym. He turned left and walked 10 meters. He took left turn and walked 5 meters, and then he turned right
Everybody
and walked
shush.
for 5 meters. How far
I don't
is he from
understand
his
my
gym and
pain.
in which direction? Again, very
I'll be
easy. This
smart
is our
one
north
day.
side, okay?
I'll
This
show
is
them
the
all.
gym, okay? Martin
I'll
starts
show
from
them
here
all.
and he walks 13 meters towards south, okay? He reaches at this point. He turned left. For south direction, left is this. So turning by 90 degrees left, okay? He walked 10 meters, right? He walked 10 meters, okay? And we are facing right, my direction. This is the direction, just this is north, this is south, this is east, this is west. So southeast. So this is not the answer, this is not the
Oh
answer. Answer is this
God
or this.
damn it.
Let us
What? How?
find out, okay? We have to find the distance between starting
Oh
point and
my
end point.
god.
Okay, from the
This
triangle
dude.
A to right. So this we want, that is a theorem AC 118 because southeast morning shadow after
Uh,
sunrise.
One morning after sunrise, Joe was standing facing a pole. The shadow of the pole felt exactly to his right. So, fucking goddamn, side of fucking god. So, it is morning, so east his shadow would fall on the west, right? So, if he's standing here, so he was facing. So, if he's facing. Mm, I'm guessing north.
Joe exactly is one of the shadow of
North
the
is
sun
not an
north.
option. God.
North. So sun is in shadow will be on the west side. Okay, shadow of what? Okay, okay. So over here, okay, Joe. If Joe will be this his right, Joe's right, correct. But Joe is not facing right because the shadow is on the left side of Joe right now, correct. So just try the reverse. This is south. If Joe is facing south, where will be his right? His right
We
will be on
definitely
this
need
side
more
and
practice
shadow
for
is
this shit.
also on this side. That means Joe is facing south. So south is the answer. In such cases, it is very easy. You just assume first, let us say any direction. Let us say I assume that, okay, Joe is facing east. After that, what I'll see, where is the Joe, right of Joe? Right of Joe will be this, but shadow is at the back of Joe, so this is not possible. Then take west. Okay, Joe is facing west. What is right of Joe? Right of Joe is this side. Okay, but say if Joe is facing this side, that means right of Joe is this side. That means shadow which is there, the entire shadow which is there, it is in front of Joe. That we
Is
don't want. We
it?
want
Oh
the shadow
yeah.
to be right. Then try north. Then try south. Okay, you will find the answer. Very easy. You don't
Yeah,
have to do
that's
anything. Just draw your own diagram over
not a
here. North,
dumbass.
south, east, west. Draw the sun as per the time given and get the answer. Moving to next question. James and Henry, you were.
Okay, listen. Oh my god. Okay. Listen. This is in the bag. This is definitely in the bag. I swear to God, it's gonna be like a bomb somewhere. James and Henry were standing facing each other at 8 a.m. Kissing the basically it's sunrise. The shadow of Henry fell exactly to his right. Okay. Henry and who James standing facing each other. Okay, there is James standing. The shadow of Henry fell exactly to his right. So his shadow fell to his right. This is his shadow. Which direction was James facing? Okay, so if the shadows. So, okay, if the negative thing does not work, so east should be here because then it will come here because east is. That means James facing each other, right? That means this side.
Standing facing east right. What do we have? Our east warning. The is right. So this try Henry. Okay, facing east
Oh my
north.
god!
So north is the
Oh my god! did it. Oh my god, that is home.
Answer. Moving to next question.
That is home.
Question
That is home. Oh my god, there's no hope for me after all. Okay, sun. It was in the middle. So sun's probably on top. Shadow of the pole fell towards white. How? I mean, I get it. It's not like exactly the direction of Prince face. So that means it's probably here. Sun. Prince is here, and Prince's shadow is facing. Right. Let's see if Prince is facing. Means the directions of it. So this should be north. This should be south. That was this.
number
I
10.
would say he's
Prince
facing
was standing facing to the poles. Previous are here. Okay, will be here. Right? So shade. So Prince. Okay, is facing west. So shadow of Prince will be, what is the right of Prince? Right of Prince is this. But is the shadow on the north side? No, shadow is over here on the east side at the back of Prince. So Prince is not facing west. Let us assume Prince is facing east. Okay, what is right of Prince? It would be this, right? Is the shadow to the right of Prince? No, it is in front of Prince. So Prince is not facing east. Let Prince face south. Okay, if Prince is facing south, what is right of Prince? Right of Prince is this. Is the shadow on this side? No, shadow is on this side over here.
finally you're good
So
at
Prince is
something.
not facing south. Let Prince face north. What is right of Prince? This. Where is the shadow of the pole? On this side only, that is on the right only. So Prince is facing the north. See how easy it was. Okay, moving to next question. Question number 11.
Oh god, the pain of my existence. Ted drives it towards north from his office. Uh, then he turns 207. In which direction? Okay. Wait, we can only find the direction for this. That's pretty easy. Okay. He turns 270 degrees clockwise on this side. Okay. So now he's it goes north, right? Okay, he goes north. So this is north, right? North, and he turns 270 degrees clockwise. So this is 90, 180, 270. So now he's facing this 270 west. And now he turns 270 anti-clockwise. That brings it back to north. So how he reaches his house, and then he goes to his right, which means his east. How far? So in which from his office. So I'm guessing it's east.
7. Ted drives the car 10 miles towards north from his office. He turns 270 degrees clockwise and drives for 20 miles. Now he turns 270
That's
degrees
also
anti-clockwise
east.
and drives for 37 miles. Finally, he reaches his house after driving for 20 miles to his right. How far is Ted's house from his office and in which
So
direction? Okay, again,
east.
very easy. It is similar to type number 3. Okay, let us see. We know this is our north, right? Now what they have given is that Ted starts from his office. Okay, this is the office. Okay, Ted starts from here and Ted moves, he takes like this, facing in this 90 miles. This is 90. Now what does Ted do? He takes 270 degrees anti-clockwise turn. So this is anti-clockwise. Now Ted is facing in this direction. So let him take 270 degrees anti-clockwise. 90, 180, 270. So now Ted will face in this direction. Correct? This is 270 degrees. This is also 270 degrees. This is clockwise. This is anti-clockwise. Now Ted is facing in this direction and Ted drives for 37 miles. Okay, this is 37 miles. He reaches his house after driving 20 miles to his right. That means he takes a right turn 90 degrees. Okay, and drives for 20 miles. So he has driven 20 miles over here. Okay, in this direction. Now he goes 20 miles over here. So he comes in straight line with this point and here he reaches his
This
house,
is north.
right? So how far is Ted's house from his
Uh,
office and in which direction? Now Ted's house is, this is office, this is house, so
like
Ted's house
I
is in
keep
the,
thinking when they say east, it, like okay, see when I show you this, obviously okay, but it's somewhere here. Right? Now I think it's equally east and equally north because it's northeast, but that's not an option. So apparently it's north.
north. Okay,
So
so
east is
here
like
we have north, we can
directly
directly mark the answer. But say if there are two options, like say here also it is north, then how to calculate? Let us see. This is 90, this is angle, and west, you should right.
okay. We need more
But
practice.
for west, this will to attempt all the sums related to.
Anyways, yeah. Okay. Mm. All right. Okay. What do we do? I'm planned this far already. I think I will leave then. Bye bye.